Me, Rashad, him, Antonio, us, we are the Calrissian Kids, the Star Wars show about Star Wars things. Yes, man, this show is awesome. And that leads us into episode 10 of Andor, No Way Out. Of course, all spoilers. Got to talk about the thing and talk about the thing. Anthony
Mm-hmm.
franchise, hang with the Jones on all the things.
Mm.
The best episode of the season so far.
Yes.
And I know, like, especially early on for me, like I was like, yo, this is like I need something, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And when I mean this was the shot in the arm, because even the past couple of episodes, this building up to this.
Yeah.
And this was it was such a good payoff.
Just a great episode, possibly my favorite episode this entire season so far, man. I mean, it was it was just a great I mean, it's the only thing I can say. It was a great episode. What was your first initial impressions, Rashad, after viewing this episode?
I was like, yo, they could have ended the season on this. Like that's how good of a cliffhanger of the episode is. I was like, yo, like they could have really been like, you know what, season two coming in 2024, and I'd been like, man, I hate you guys, but this was good.
Yeah.
But I understand, you know what I'm saying. But I'm glad
Yeah.
we get two more. That was like really my initial impression. I was like, yo,
Okay.
this is really feels like a final episode.
Yeah. One thing with me, man, when I was watching it and it ended, I was like, that's it. It just went by so fast. It really moved.
And it was like
And
only a 46-minute episode too.
right, so kind of long, not really long, but it just felt like
It's
it
the shortest
moved.
episode of the season.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, I mean, they, you know what I'm saying? My whole thing when it comes to shows, especially shows where it's not a season finale, well, excuse me, not a series finale or whatever, give them just enough where they want more. And that's exactly what they did with this episode. Really gave us enough where you were like, oh, I can't wait for these next two episodes to see how this season just, rounds out. I mean, it was just a solid episode, man. I mean, let's just might as well just go on and get in right on into it.
Yo, so before we get to the prison break and all that stuff, let's deal with the ancillary first. So first we're gonna talk about Dejamiro and her subordinate, who is now not a subordinate. If you guys noticed that,
Mm-hmm.
he got three of them joints now. You know what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying? As a
Yeah.
year two, now he got
Uh-huh.
three. You know, he'll step his
Uh-huh.
way up. And to see him end up being the fulcrum
Mm-hmm.
was, man, that was good. I said,
Yeah.
you darn guys. And he's
Yeah.
trying, he's all like, you know what I'm saying, like the Godfather, you know what I'm saying, I'm trying to get out the game. And that speech that he
Luthen.
gave that man
Yeah.
was like, yo, ain't no out.
Ain't no out, baby.
You die, and that's it. I don't
Yeah.
care. And he was like, hey, so congratulations, man. Heard you got a daughter. He was like, fam, that is not fair.
Right. Right.
that you keeping tabs on me like this. And
Yeah.
so he said, hey man, we all swore a vow. And daggone Tony, man, what is this vow that they all swore, yo?
Right.
Because they are serious about this vow,
Yo,
yo.
they serious about this vow like the mafia is about, what I'm saying, their code of silence. Man, it was like, no, you took a vow. You
nah, we
you
married
just
to the game now,
yeah,
yo.
yeah, he gave that, like, did they do the omerta? You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like what? Like it was, and the dude, you just saw the look at his face like he the thing is when he was saying, yo, I want out, he knew he was saying it in vain. He
yeah,
knew, but he was just like, maybe this guy will have some compassion
maybe
and
I put
and
my
let me
child in
out
it.
like a
You know what I'm
child.
saying?
And Luthen was like, hey, it's nice you got a kid and everything, but I need you.
And then the
The
fact
rebellion needs you.
and like and like and what he did and what his the fulcrum did
Uh-huh.
when he asked, yo, this is like the number one thing you never ask a parent. He was like, well, what have you sacrificed? He looked at him like, you petulant child.
Right.
I sacrificed
everything. He's like, I have no family.
He
I
said,
have no friends.
when I figured this equation out 15 years ago, I knew there was only one end for me. Death. I
Yeah.
die. You know what I'm saying? As
Yeah.
long as I know the rebellion gets to live on, me dying is the only way out for me.
Yeah.
So ain't no way out for you, yo. Like I was like, ooh.
That's why too. You see Luthen. Some people might say, yo, he's so carefree about trying to do stuff for this rebellion. Like, does he like he's gonna get caught? You see his assistant is like trying to protect him, and he's like, it's okay. Because he already know what the end game is for him.
This is what I wanted. I'm like,
yeah.
oh, they pressing your boy.
Yeah.
Let them press.
This is a life I chose. This life didn't choose me. Simple as that, man.
Yes.
And I mean, you felt bad for the Fulcrum dude, man, but
nah,
hey,
yo,
man,
nah, you took a vow, yo.
Yeah. But can we also talk about how old girl was bitter when she was like, we found them. Dedra was like, we found them, blah, 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 blah. Let's go in there and do it now. And she was ready to go in, guns ablaze and stuff. And Fulcrum, my man, was like, yo. We don't want to alert them. Let them do things.
Let's go about this the normal way.
The normal way. Number one,
we're gonna check on them like we normally would. You know what I'm saying? And just do the normal stuff that we would do.
Him doing that lets you know that number one, he was like, I'm still doing my job with the Empire, but I'm also like, trying to give people a heads up, like, hey, my man, this is that. And you heard what Luthen said. He was like, shouldn't we warn them? He was like, what's 50 people?
Yo.
He said, what's 50 people? It goes back to that saying, the what sacrifice of the few for the greater, for the need for the greater, whatever. I know I'm misquoting it, but
man. Also, just the casualties of war. You know what I'm saying? Like,
hey, this is war. What they say, man. War is hell, man. And it's not pretty, and things happen, man.
Nah.
So yeah, but Luthen, man, he's in this life.
He's about funny? That life. It's funny, right? Because like Rogue One was on the rebellion's built on hope. Nah, the rebellion was built off Luthen.
Right. Oh yeah. The rebellion wasn't built on hope. The rebellion was built on Luthen doing what needs to be done. And in any situation like that, you always got to have that one person who will do the things that need to be done. Luthen is that right now. I don't know if Saw Gerrera is that yet, but
I think Saw is him, but just not caring whatsoever about being organized.
Right.
Is like he's like guerrilla warfare. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you saw how he was trying to, because even the whole heist thing, as like they was playing core with each other, was like, yo, you did that? Nah, I know you did that.
Did you have anything to do with that?
Like, with the Aldani heist.
With the Aldani heist?
It's like, no, man, I thought that was you, Saul.
I
thought it was you.
Right.
Man.
It's like the Spider-Man meme. You. You know what I'm saying?
For real, man. So Saul is there, but Saul is just not caring about how he does it. He's an anarchist at heart.
Right.
And Luthen is like, yo, I'm gonna put everybody together and really Luthen is like RZA from Wu-Tang. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna put all these parts together, and we're gonna make this super group. And we're gonna come out here, from the 36 chambers.
Luthen's the Abbott. Let's just go ahead and call it what he's the Abbott of the whole organization, man. So, yeah, I mean, mastermind,
not the Bobby Digital,
not the Bobby Digital. We we love the risk. Listen,
we'll talk about Bobby Digital.
Me and Rashad, we two of the biggest boo heads that I know. We love the RZA. We don't talk about Bobby Digital.
All right, moving right along.
This
is out the way. The Empire's out the way.
Mon Mothma.
Oh my God, yo. So we get your boy, yo. Your boy coming in, Mr. Drug Lord Kingpin himself. I forgot to do his name. He had a real basic name. It doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
So he's from Chandrilla.
I thought I'd be invited. He says, "Oh, this is a wonder." He says, "I remember last time I was here.
That was 30 years ago.
30 years ago. Thought I'd be invited a little bit more than this one time or whatever." And my Mothma's looking at him like, dude, I do not really want to deal with you. I look, I know you in the shady business. I don't want to deal with you, but
Yo,
you
did you
got the
peep when
money.
he was like, look, yo, I said hang with your husband a lot. She was like, nigga, I bet.
I bet, right. You know, so that goes to let you know that my Mothma's husband,
Is
he on some
on, yeah,
trash.
yeah, he
He
on
on some
trash
trash
too.
time too, or
Yeah, that was
whatever.
hilarious. The
It,
little drop.
right,
And
and
she was
so go ahead, man. I'm sorry.
no, she was like, yo, so get to the point, yo, because he's like doing his smooth drug lord monologue. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? He's on his drug lord couture. And Mom Martha was like, man, get to the point, bro. And he's like, okay, here we go. I don't want your money. She's like, nah, I feel like I should be paying you for this. He's like, no,
Yeah.
no, 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 no,
Cause real what
no.
she said, I don't want no debts.
I don't want
Like
no debts from
I
nobody.
don't
Yeah,
want no
yeah.
debts with you one bit. I don't want none of that
He was
smoke.
like, nah, no money. He said, I just want to be able to come back.
Yeah. And before we even
Well,
get
no,
before we
go
even
ahead,
get that right there,
go ahead, go ahead.
he doesn't even care why they're doing this. You know,
No.
she's thinking that like, oh, he wants to know. He wants to know. He's like, I'm cool.
He said, hey, your money's your money.
Yeah. Yeah. My man is setting up an arrangement. He was like, I just want to be able to come back. And she was like, oh, okay. Yeah, and bring my 14-year-old son
With my
with me.
son, too.
And she looked and
She said, oh,
she knew exactly what that was.
hold up, hold up.
And you know, it's always something. Why is it always shady when a shady dude say something like this? I mean, your daughter's 13. She's almost a woman. That is like always the shadiest, sketchiest stuff that's said in movies and shows or anything like that when it deals with arranged marriage. She's like, ew. She's like, she's 13. She's about, you know. I'm not saying no, arrange anything. You know, just
Just have a,
introduce.
yeah,
Let's
yeah.
introduce them to each other. Listen, in hindsight, not really that creepy, but she doesn't want to do it because I believe her marriage to her husband was an arranged marriage because I
Oh,
think
definitely. Yeah,
that's
that's
a custom
tradition.
of a tradition.
Yeah,
And she
because he was like waxing poetic about having money, being rich, not following rules, but also still holding fast to the traditions of our people.
of
So
Chandrilla,
he
yeah.
set that whole thing up and let her down the path. And she was like, "Man, you don't get the hell out of my house, yo."
And the thing is, he's like, "You're not mad at what I did." He says, "You're just mad because you're actually considering it." You know how smooth cold that is.
You know how arrogant that is, too.
That's some arrogant, but it's the truth. It's the truth. That's some arrogant, smooth ass stuff to say. Like, you know, it's like you try to holler at a girl and she'd be like, "Oh, get out! Oh, you know, you may not be my girl today, but there's always tomorrow, baby. I'll holler at you." You know, some stuff like that.
I ain't stressing. We'll talk again.
We'll talk about this we'll talk about this again on the comeback, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Mon Mothma was like really pissed off about that, but I think we know what's going to end up happening, or we guess what's going to happen. Now it's time for the crux of the episode.
Boy. Like, okay, so we see we see Andy Serkis character. You know what I'm saying? He's like, man, we gotta just, he's pissed.
Yeah.
And then and
rest in peace to Olaf or whatever, you know what I'm saying?
They ain't had to cart my boy through there like that, man.
No, they did.
Out of all this, now as you see how much rooms and corridors they got in that place, they had to cart that man through the workroom. I'm like, yeah, unnecessary. Empire is
trash.
Trash, yo.
Trash.
So him and Ando have a conversation. Ando's like, yo, we doing this tonight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He was like, what? He said, there's no other time to do this. He said, you already know the transition from when they bring a new person in. We doing this now. And he was like, okay. So now, this is they playing the game.
Remember they get it on the cell block and they tell everybody. And they was like, no, that ain't and then Andy Serkis' character finally was just like, it's true. We're not leaving this place. We're going to die. He says, we got a choice. We got one way out of here. He says, either we can try to get out of here, or else die trying. He's like, but no, they ain't about to do this crap. And it was like, well, what happened? Yeah, they screwed up, and they brought him from he left that prison before, went to another prison, and they transported him back to that prison in that same room. And folks was like, hey, bro, weren't you just here? Like maybe 1,000 shifts ago, man. Man,
like I'll forget a face. You know what I'm saying?
Right? Yeah, yeah, man. And so the dudes are like all that, and it was funny, dude. How about the black guy that's like was helping Andor in the beginning and everything?
Yeah.
The one, why does he look like my man that plays Finn? Like he could be like his brother. He resembles him to me. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I'm tripping or whatever. So he just walked by him and said, "Yo, tomorrow it's going down." And then Andy Serkis is so real when he was like, "We ain't got to tell night." He said, "Like this is our thing. We ain't got to tell night shift nothing. When it happens, it happens." And I just love the fact that all of them were just like, "Hell yeah!" They were down for it and whatnot.
Yeah.
And you saw the plan, and you saw the plan going to play. Like you just kept looking to make sure they was acting like everything was normal. And then when they saw that they was about to bring that prisoner, and this also shows you the incompetence of those guards at that, because the stuff like that you need to be on a time schedule. And you see they were always like, "Hey, we're already running late," and like Andor noticed that when he first got to pick that up from the jump there and whatnot. Man, and then he told the rest of them like, "Yo, it's only 12 guards on each level. It's like 5,000 of us all together. What are we doing? Like, what are we doing
like,
here?"
Yo, so other episode we saw Andor going to the little like box, on the wall, and was scraping at the thing. You know what I'm saying? And it was so smart because he was basically trying to wear that borderline down. And this episode, he actually got it. He comes out, you know what I'm saying? The new prisoner comes. He is like soaking wet. Like nobody's even paying attention to him.
Right. Right.
Like your man got water on his face and clothes. Like he needs to have what happened to him. So
hair wet and everything.
Yeah. Just drenched. So knocks that out, comes down. Everybody's on program. New person comes down, and then
wedges.
And then it begins. It was so cool because everybody used their work tools as melee weapons. You know what I'm saying? So
because you saw that when it was like on program, everybody just picked up a thing and it just hit it. It
was like this.
Yeah, right. Yo, it was like on program.
It was throwing them joints at him, yo.
Yeah, just chucking them jumps. And I mean, and it was a beautiful plan because they knew that first thing they was gonna try to do was fry them, make the floor hot, and that's what the water was for, to short out the floor. And then as soon as it was like, not the fry, everybody on the table. They hopped up on the table. Only one dude ain't make it, and they saw the thing shut off. Oh, it was game time. And they finally got their way out, and Andor, even the new prisoner was coming down. He didn't know what was going on, but he was like, "Yo, F this, I'm with them." He started shooting and helping out and everything. And of course, you had a couple of casualties out of that, but that's going to always happen. But, they took over their level.
Man, they killed a black dude, yo.
Yeah, I was mad about that. I was like, yo, I thought my man was going to kind of be.
Not even that, man, because he was trying to do this before he even came, yo.
Yeah.
He ain't showing that man no love, yo. It's all right.
Yeah, man. He was like a lieutenant to Andor, but it was like his plan or whatnot.
It was definitely his plan.
And then you just see them, they just start going from level to level, just taking.
Oh, that building was so huge, yo.
Yeah, taking everybody out level by level. They get to the main control room, and they're like, "Yo, shut it down." And he was like, "I don't know what you're talking about." Bow, killed one dude. The other guy that was like, "Yeah, I can do that."
he said, "Man, it's hydropower. It's gonna take weeks to get back up. Don't care about that.
We don't care about that.
Shut it down."
They cut them them water pipes and stuff down, man. And then Andor looked at him and said, "Yo, you have to give the speech. They know you. It has to be you."
Before we even get to that part, like it's crazy because like they use like a voice modulator for the dude
Snoke.
Yeah, I was like, yo, like, cause that's your voice sound just as timid as I don't know what in real life.
Yeah,
yeah.
And then he started talking. I said, "Yo, my man," I was like, "Yo, if this ain't a correlation, I don't know what is, man." I said he sounded just like how Snoke sounded on this or whatnot. And I'm gonna get to that. We'll talk about that at the end of this or whatever. I told you the guy I work with. So he gets up and he gives this passionate speech about we ain't going nowhere. We're gonna die here. But I'd rather, die trying to get out of here than, you know what I'm saying? He said, work another daggone shift for these mofos here. And the whole prison take over and they get to the top. And it was like, yeah. But then I just got sad again because Andy Serkis looked and was like,
fam. He said the most blackest thing ever.
Right.
I can't swim.
Right. He said, he was like, I can't swim. He was like, what? He's like, I can't swim, bro.
Somebody
like,
straight push Andor off. Man, get out here.
Yeah, he was like, I felt so bad. I was like,
I was like, oh man, I wouldn't have made it out either, bro. I understand. I can't swim.
I break the stereotype. I know how to swim. I just got a look sidebar. We're gonna have a black discussion real quick. I just want y'all to know how I be feeling left out when this question come up. Like, who can swim? Can anybody in here swim? I raise my hand, and I'm like always like the only black guy. This is the rule of the black guy. Raise my hand like know how to swim. Everybody else like, and they look at me like I'm the weirdo. Like, you know how to swim? Like
what?
Yeah.
Like, where you been?
Like, my grandfather was in the Navy. What the hell? I grew up in a house with my grandfather who was a Navy man. Of course,
yeah. You can swim by circumstance. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, man, but it was just, I just felt horrible. Like,
I felt so bad for your boy, yo.
It's like the brass ring is right there. And it's like, you almost had it. Almost got it. You was almost free there, won't you? Won't you, Andy Serkis character? Oh, no. Don't be cooking to that, huh? Ain't no floaties around here. Like, I was like, oh my God. Because you just see everybody just diving, and you just see like a school of fish, but a school of prisoners just swimming away. You see all
that shot.
Yeah.
When they pan up, you see all the people swimming. I said, oh my God, that's such a perfect shot, yo.
Yeah. Also, too, how that prison outlines like the shape of the empire.
Yeah, it's an empire symbol.
Yeah. But yeah, God dang, Andy Serkis. Like, it was like right there, like, I'm right there. Oh, dang, I gotta swim. What would you have done? Hold
on. I just would have drowned. You know what that is, though, right?
What's that?
Andy Serkis not being able to go. That's allegory for Moses not being able to cross over to the Red Sea. See, and in circles of Moses, Andor was Joshua. You're welcome, yo. That's what that was, huh?
Very good.
You couldn't go to the promised land.
Couldn't make it
because he done did that because he was basically the one that was front the whole time. Like, he was committing the atrocities along with the empire, you know what I'm saying? Because he was essentially the person who was there in charge of everybody. So he wasn't worthy to go, even though he figured out that he should be against, killing the masses.
He was the Prince of Egypt, So it's so God, dang, poor Andy Serkis, man. So yeah, I mean, so the episode then ends with
him and his boy Melfi running because Melfi's in Rogue One, so that's how their kind of interaction is. So that was like that was cool, man. Like, it just was a very, very good, like as you said earlier, well-paced episode because it went so fast you didn't even realize it was about to be over, and it just was well written between the speech from that Luthen gave and even Mon Mothma's and Drug Lord Couture's interaction. Like, it was so good, yo.
Drug Lord Couture. That's a song that just keep playing in my head. That song, Drug Lord Couture.
Yeah, I love SU version, yo.
Yeah, SU killing it. Yeah. Well, yeah, man. I mean, solid episode. Just wondering now, like, what now?
For real, yo. I mean, the only end is gonna be some sort of like some sort of a revolt or revolution on Phoenix. Because as soon as he figures out, like, yo, mom is sick, he's going home.
Right. And you
then
saw a snippet of it.
Cinna is still there. You know what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying? And I don't know, Cinna probably go both ways. So Cinna probably gonna end up trying to mess around trying to get with Andor. So he was fixing that man's shirt, yo.
Yeah. Vale gonna be mad. Boy, what's
super hot, yo.
Be hot. She was straightening that. She was straightening him up because you can put his own clothes on. Like, oh, like easy, baby, easy, or whatever.
Right.
So what's funny is I work for a news station here in DC, and we have an entertainment reporter. Shout out to my man Kevin McCarthy. And Kevin did an actual interview with Andy Serkis. Saying interview about this about Andor and everything, and he was saying like he's like the first person to play two different people in the Star Wars, saying two different people in the Star Wars universe.
Yeah, but, other than what's the white dude, yo? He's a voice actor. Whitworth.
Yeah, right. Wentworth. Yeah, Wentworth. Yeah. And of course, the little person, who plays R2D2 and the Ewoks. But he's like one of the first, and he asked them, like, what people are gonna wonder. Is there any type of correlation of this character here, Snoke? Do they know each other exist? And Andy Serkis started laughing, saying, like, yo, he says, I thought about that when I took this part, man. He said, but this is just such a well-written part. He said, that's why I wanted. He said, I petitioned, I wanted this role or whatever. He was like, I don't know, man. Who knows what happens here? Because it could make sense, but it don't make sense. You see what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. I just like how they sprinkled some of those, like, those things in it so kind of like that have us we can wildly speculate,
right? Because remember Snoke was he had told, he was like, oh, the Empire. He was like, I remember before the Empire. You got to remember, this is like what, 15 years before, this 15 years after Order 66, and the Emperor has been in charge and everything. So this could be a thing where if they wanted to go in that direction, that maybe he was a vessel of Snoke or something like that. But
they could, or
just
a cool thing,
or just make it a cool thing, man. But I mean, yeah, this episode, just gave me a whole lot, and I just thought that was it was just a great episode. And I want to be the first one. I was going to save this comment until when we did our series finale. I'll be the first one to say it. I apologize for even like discrediting this show. Because remember, Rashad, what's the first when they announced they was gonna do this show, I ain't say nothing was cool. And they was like, oh, it's coming up, and I was just like, who asked for this? Remember, I was like, who asked for an Andor movie? Like,
we was like, yo, we looking forward to next. We did not say Andor. We said Ahsoka.
So we was like Ahsoka, the acolyte, when that finally cut, you know what I'm saying? We weren't thinking of, we was like, Bad Batch season, you know what I'm saying? Season 2 of Bad Batch, man. We weren't worried about this. And I was just like, and I remember I was like, who asked for an Andor movie? Like,
and then I was like, yo, but then as even before the trailer drop, when I was reading just how hands-on Diego Luna was with the series, and how, like, how much input he had and wanted to, like,
he's an EP, he's executive producer.
Yeah, definitely. He's EP in this. And I was like, well, if they got the actor really this involved in it, then, like, for at least for his storyline is gonna be good, because he doesn't want to make himself look bad.
And that's when a show is going to be good, when an actor petitions for a role, and they really invested. Think about it with the Luna with this. Think about it with Ryan Reynolds with Deadpool. Deadpool. Even with, we already did we didn't really do a review on the movie, but even with Black Adam, it won't bad, but it was okay. And The Rock had been trying to get this movie done for a long time, so
he really wanted that.
Yeah, so when people are really passionate about a certain, want to make something happen, and they don't want to make a mockery of it, it's usually good. So once again, I apologize to everyone at Lucasfilms, Disney, and the Luna for saying who asked for an Andor movie, Andor, excuse me, TV show, because this is something that we really needed.
Yeah, yo, like this has been despite some of the early episode pacing,
Yeah.
this has been very like surprisingly rewarding. Like I just wasn't expecting to have this. Okay, even for somebody in their mind, whether it was Gilroy or the story group or whoever came up
Mm-hmm.
with the idea just of the prison itself and the prison planet,
Yeah.
like it's such an empire thing to do,
Mm-hmm.
and it fits so well.
Yeah.
And it's yeah,
And
they did
this,
a pretty good
and
job.
you know what this series does? Like we in the movies, we know how trash the Empire was. We know the Empire. We just like, yo, the Empire is bad or whatever. But this series right here is letting you see the amount of trash.
Everybody is trash. So like, and you know what it's doing too is making us reconceptualize. Like, okay, so first you got like who's younger,
Mm-hmm.
very very good bad, good and evil, right? As we
Mm-hmm.
get older, and like people start to think and kind of in retrospect talk about how stuff was, like for example, like like there's probably like some regular dude on the Empire who just died because he's trying to go to work. But as we
Right.
see, the majority of people who are with the Empire is really on crud anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So it's making them like say it's not just the Sith, it's not just the mystical aspects of this. It's the very
Mm-hmm.
much mundane, everyday person who works for the Empire is trash too. And even the ancillary parts,
Mm-hmm.
affiliates, like the Cyril Karn and him and his company, they
Mm-hmm.
trash too. You know what I'm saying? So
You know what's a good thing? The Empire just showed people who want power and who are just trash individuals altogether. In the sequel trilogy with the Sith, with the Sith Order, the new Sith Empire, that's more on the whole acolyte type thing. They were followers of the Sith, and they were people who didn't have Sith powers, but they believed in it. The Empire people, these are just trash people. It's politics. It's like what we got going on today in this world.
yeah,
It's
very timely.
politics.
It's just like,
Yes.
yo, we trying to dig our way to the top, regardless of who is there and how we do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still the way that they're masterfully
Mm-hmm.
doing this in a series is, man, it's been
Yeah.
real good. It's still got 2 episodes though, so
2 episodes left. So
see what goes from here. I think that's a pretty good place to stop, man.
yeah, man.
Um, that's it for this. So, oh, shoot. You know what's next, bro. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. I'll be seeing this Thursday. I'll be seeing this Friday. So
Yeah.
we're gonna do our review Saturday.
Okay.
All right, saying we'll probably drop the review like Saturday
Uh-huh.
afternoonish. I got
Uh-huh.
therapy at 11, so we probably do it
Okay.
at like a noon or so. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So
Okay.
please come back, and we'll drop
Yeah.
the full spoiler review. I'm just gonna not even be on Twitter tomorrow at all. I just gotta
Yeah.
remind myself not even open the app
Yeah.
because
I'll just say that my guy, I told you, the guy, entertainment reporter Kevin, he said he saw it already, and he was just like, yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
That's all I need. So until the next time, Calrissian kids, Lando raised us. Yeah, next Wednesday.
Yeah.
Peace.
Peace.